Parker. Welcome to my show, Cheap Seats with Ron Parker. I'm usually a sports anchor, but this is my new gig, so I'm really excited about that. I guess I should introduce you to my research assistants. You might recognize them from their parents' basement because they still live there. Jason and Randy.
Actually, I'm Jason, and that's Randy.
Mm-hmm. For our first episode, we're going to be taking a look at the world of professional wrestling, which I don't personally consider to be a real sport. This is coming to you from the Southeastern Conference.
Actually, it's the Mid-South region.
Okay, I don't remember asking you for advice on the host intro. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Iron Sheik. He is from Iraq, which is
He's from Iran.
Whatever! You know what? This is my show, and I don't even want to do professional wrestling. Go get me a tape of a game. Let's watch a game.
We only prepared the wrestling,
Yeah.
aren't we? I mean, I guess we could lay something off upstairs. But
Okay, fine. Fine. You guys are obviously nincompoops, and you don't know what you're doing. So I'll do it. I know where the tapes are. Just myself. Ah!
Oh, God. Dude, you know what we have to do?
Call 911.
Yeah. We're gonna have to host this show.
Don't host my show.
Deep in the ESPN tape library, the worldwide leader in classic sports launched a series designed to take a new look at old games. They called it Cheap Seats with Ron Parker. Parker, an anchor with attitude, was held thanklessly by tape librarians Randy and Jason. The show was slated to go all the way. But moments into the first show, tragedy struck. With Ron on the DL, somebody needed to step up, like Garrick for Pip or Brady for Bledsoe. Sitting 2 and 3 on the hosting depth chart, that someone was Randy and Jason. That is their story. And this is Cheap Seats without Ron Parker.
Wow. That was weird. Yeah. They really put that Ron Parker package together quickly, didn't they? I know. It's kind of like the NCAA tournament. Yeah, one shining moment. Yeah, they do have mad turnaround skills here at ESPN. They've got angry turnaround skills here at ESPN. So, okay, so which camera are we... Is it this one? Okay, so welcome to Cheap Seats without Ron Parker. Yeah. I'm Jason. This is Randy. We're tape librarians, but I guess we're now hosting the show. Yeah. So we watching wrestling? Hells yeah, we're watching wrestling. Not a sport, my ass. It is pretty damn sportsy, period. And what we've got for you guys today, it's really old school. It's back from when wrestling had regions. Back when Triple H was just H. And a lowercase h at that. It's wrestling from the Mid-South region, 1980, and before we take you out to the game... We've seen these things dozens of times. Hundreds of times, and we notice all the little details and the nuances, but you guys might not notice those things, so we want to get you up to speed. We want to tell you what to look for in a little segment we like to call... What to Look For. It's what to look for. It's what to look for. Number 1, outfits. If a wrestler does not have a flashy robe or a flashy jacket, he will lose. Number 2, nicknames. If a wrestler does not have a nickname, he will lose. Number 3, physical fitness. If a wrestler has a huge gut, he might not lose because nobody was in good shape back then. Yeah, I feel like even we could have been a tag team back then. We could have, Ran. It was a simpler time. It was simpler. And speaking of simple... Let's throw it to the ring right now, to the pride of the Mid-South, Mr. Boyd Pierce.
Hi, everybody. I'm Boyd Pierce, and I'm your host on Mid-South Wrestling Television Network.
Easily the sexiest man on TV.
Another tremendous...
Okay, you shouldn't slow down wrestling. Even at regular speed, it looks fake. This is just ridiculous.
Terry Von Erich, Jim Garvin...
I love Max Headroom.
Right here on this outstanding television station.
Somebody got a new graphics machine for Arbor Day. Whoa! Okay, what states are those? It looks like Illinois and Egypt. I don't know if I would have chosen that jacket. He's kind of disappearing into Utah or the Sinai Peninsula or whatever.
Against the top challenge of Bob Roop and Ted DiBiase. Also, Bob Orton
He
Jr.
told me I didn't have to wear a tie.
Also,
No, I look like an idiot. I'll kill him.
here, Playboy Gary Hart has the great kabuki. Our guest commentator, the man that most of you people have written in more times than anybody else requesting.
What does he
He's the
keep looking
authority
at?
in the
Left. He
ring
keeps
and outside
looking
the ring.
left.
We always appreciate it.
What is he
whenever he's
looking
in the
at?
area. The Oklahoma
Guys, do we have a
Stampede
shot of what he's looking at down to the left?
Boyd, with an introduction like that, I'm almost speechless. Let's
Oh,
just
that
get
makes
with
sense.
the
Yeah.
great matches and that tag title match with.
This is a non-title event for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner at 238 pounds from Kansas City, Kansas, the Mississippi
bored does he look?
heavyweight champion Bob Orton Jr.
Whatever.
And in the blue corner at 230.
Okay, what did we say? No nickname, bad zip-up jacket. He's already lost.
As the introduction of the opening event, Bob Orton
Is that the
Jr.
claymation ring from Celebrity
Jesse Barr.
Deathmatch?
Of course, Bob Orton Jr., son of his famous father, Bob Orton Sr. from Kansas, and Jesse Barr's father is campaigning active wrestler in the Pacific Northwest. Now here's Bill.
You know, this should be a great match. As Jesse Barr has a fine amateur background, and as did Bob Orton Jr. Bob Orton, of course,
Here's the thing I never understood about the arm twist. Why doesn't he just use his free hand to punch him? Yeah, just punch him in the stomach.
amazed me. He
That's
doesn't
all you can do. Or flip him. That's cool too.
how low down and dirty it would be for a guy to hire a bounty hunter.
Jesus, how loud is that mat?
Dirty work.
It's like they're wrestling on top of a kettle drum.
If somebody
A
did
giant
dirty
kettle
work for
drum.
him and injure Ted DiBiase, he would bonus him $1,000. I just don't know exactly where he learned his grammar and his definitions of the English language there at the
Now,
University
a
of
lot
Tampa.
of people talk about how wrestling is
As
gay.
far as I'm concerned, that
Big
bonusing
guys
is awful.
rolling around in a ring and wearing just Speedos. There's a lot of homoerotic themes, but you know what? I don't see it. I just don't see it either. Oh, God. That is so gay. We were so wrong. That is so gay. That could not be gayer. What is this, a scene from Spartacus? Oh, and they're making it gayer
They
somehow right
just
now.
made it gayer.
He
Oh.
didn't seem to sit there and be in awe of some of the top stars he went against. He went out and went right after him like the Iron Sheik. He really battled the Iron Sheik till the man caught him. And the Iron Sheik is a man of a tremendous amount of experience and a lot of power. And he was, it is rumored, and of course it'd be hard to verify from him, that he actually was a man.
Now, Cowboy Bob Orton is an old Reiki instructor. Yeah, he's actually not hurting Jesse Barr. He's realigning his back.
I know it's certainly nationalistic about his country.
That hurt.
I
That
understand.
hurt.
I think everybody should have pride in their country.
And I'm losing mine while watching this
All
match.
these guys from other countries come here to the United States to prove themselves, so that shows you the type of caliber, the type and caliber of talent in every profession that they have.
Yeah, that was real. That looked like that really hurt. Yeah, that was all
To have
turn, no
total
buckle.
recognition, it's the best. Orton Jr. Double underarm hook. Wow, I've never seen a variation of that. He went like for a suplex, stopped it in midair, and reversed it, and dropped Terry Barr.
Terry Barr.
Barr's already getting
Isn't it
followed.
Jesse
He's
Barr?
had some
Yeah.
rough
But
matches.
by the way, I'm a huge Terry Barr fan. I loved her in Mr. Mom.
I think they just recognize a tremendous amount of fire and the desire that he has. Beautiful move. Great drop kick.
Okay, wait a minute. We got to see that again. Either he jumped too early or he jumped way too far for that kick. I think he jumped way too far for that kick. It wasn't too early. It was too far.
Legal forearms.
Love it. Touch it.
Oh, he's popping him in the jaw right there, and he went for
Worst choreographed move ever. Yeah, here, I'm gonna stick my crotch in your face, do a couple of fake punches, and then fall on my ass.
Mississippi champion held the ropes. Didn't go. High knee. That Orton Jr. at 6'5" has a tremendous amount of leverage. There he goes.
Not gay, not gay, not gay. And now they're just like two drunk friends trying to help each other pass out on St. Patrick's Day.
And the winner of the opening event, Bob Orton Jr.
Whatever.
We'll be back. But first, Bill, we want to show, had a word with Paul Orndorff before
What happened to
the
his glasses?
first match will be in the ring in just a few minutes. So let's listen to hear what Paul had to say.
And now the number one, the North American heavyweight champion, Paul Orndorff, has something he'd like to say.
You know something, Reese? I got a few words out there to tell Mr. Ted DiBiase, and I hope you're out there
Folks,
listening.
we've seen this tons of times. Got news for you. It's more than a few words. So sit back and grab a Red Bull.
DiBiase,
Look at how he has to hunch over just to talk in the microphone. Hey, Reeser, pick it up a little bit. Yeah, he's got a broken arm. Cut him some slack. Hold the microphone higher, Reeser.
so the belt won't be up. Well, I want to tell you something, Mr. DiBiase. It won't take me long because I've been hurt before. And I've been kicked around, but I've got
But I still believe in love,
You can bet in a
baby.
couple of weeks or so I'll get back up, DiBiase. And when I do, me and you got a little score to settle, my man. You know, you've been going out here and you've been accusing me of putting a bounty on your head. Well, first of all, I don't work that way because I'm man enough to
He
take
does
care
not
of my
work that
own
way.
business.
No bounties.
I don't need somebody
He's
else
man
to
enough.
put a bounty
He
on
doesn't
me.
need anyone else.
Because I'm not no snake in the grass. It would take a very low person to do something like that. But there, on the other hand, Racer,
That's my name.
I will reward anybody that who puts you or puts one of your limbs out of commission.
Okay, that's not a bounty. That's just rewarding anybody that who injures you or that who takes your limbs out. Anybody that who would do that is not necessarily somebody that who would put a bounty out on somebody. I don't know why people are saying it's a bounty.
It's not a bounty.
Because it's not a bounty. No
When I
bounty.
say something, when you're number one around here, things happen. With DiBiase,
What's he gonna do?
something's
Talk him
going
to
to
death?
happen in a very near future, my boy, between me and you. Just as soon as this arm gets back, we're
Gets
going to
back?
settle
Where'd it
this
go?
once and for all.
Well, it's already starting to shape up to be a pretty exciting day in the Mid-South region. I know, and the best part about watching regional wrestling is you get to see some of these lesser-known wrestlers mix it up with the big guys. Yeah, but I feel like today, trying to break into the WWE is like trying to break into Major League Baseball. Yeah, so in that vein, throughout today's show, we're going to showcase some of our favorite minor league wrestlers. And who knows, maybe by showing them today, we can give them their ticket to the big time. All right, so check out our top prospect, and we'll see you right after the break. Welcome back to Cheap Seats. Wow, check her out. I wouldn't trust her with my triplets. So how about that Bob Orton match? You know what I noticed the most in that match, Jay? The fact that Jesse Barr looked like he was 5 months pregnant? Yes. And the fact that that ring, the mat sounded so loud, it almost sounded like it was enhanced. It was enhanced, ran by a Foley artist. A Foley who? A Foley artist, a guy whose job it is to sweeten sound. Oh, I thought that was only in like old movies or like radio shows. Well, it's in wrestling too. The only way I'd believe you is if we had a pre-produced profile on one of those wrestling Foley artists. We do. We actually do. Can we roll that, guys?
Before me, when you body slam someone, nothing, not a sound. Then I came along and wrestling became wrestling. I'm Gene Stapleton. a Foley artist. Foley artists have been used in film since they were making talkies. A Foley artist's job basically is to enhance the sound that you see on the screen. So, for instance, I would walk on gravel or use gravel when you see someone walking, just to enhance the footsteps, for instance. Or you would stab some raw beef if you saw a particularly aggressive sex scene in a film. I love sound. If you saw a particularly aggressive sex scene in a film. I love sound. I mean, it's my life. I've loved sound. Garbage truck. You hear? Yeah, I'm aware of it right away, probably a few seconds before you are, just because my ears are attuned to all the sounds that are going on right now. That's a red-headed chirper, I believe. It's very passionate, and it's like, I assume, what Alexander Graham Bell felt when he wanted to invent the phone, or what Alexander the Great felt when he wanted to kill people in war. In 1979, the wrestling folks hired me to enhance their sound. It wasn't as easy as it sounds. Every sound for me comes from my mind. To fit a new style of sound for wrestling was very difficult. It's too loud. Then one day it hit me, literally. I was outside in a windstorm, and a piece of aluminum siding from a nearby halfway house hit me in the head. At least I thought it was the wind. It turns out it was a guy from the halfway house who hit me over the head with a piece of aluminum siding and stole my wallet. After I awoke from my coma 3 weeks later, I realized that sound of the aluminum siding hitting me in the head, that's the body slam. They don't let me do everything I want to do. I mean, I'm a huge comedy fan. I have all the Ernest movies on Laserdisc. And they should incorporate a little more comedy in wrestling, so I put together a demo reel. Whoopee cushion for me. It's clearly better, but Vince McMahon doesn't think so. I want to take sound to a new level of sound. I want to make it not even sound anymore. I want to make it a different word. I can't explain to you how complex it is for me. I got plans, big plans.
Okay, I believe you. We'll believe this. We'll be back with more Mid-South Wrestling and Cheap Seats right after this. Okay, I can only believe so much at once. Well, welcome back to Cheap Seats. I think you'll recognize our next wrestler. He's a legend of the ring, the one, the only, the Iron Sheik. And back in 1980, our old buddy Reeser got a chance to get up close and personal with the big guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, a most formidable opponent
those are our
for
drapes.
any man in the wrestling ring, the Iron Sheik from Iran.
First of all, before I speak English, I prefer to speak Iranian for my people.
Where'd they get this tape? The Al Jazeera network?
Everybody know Iran, the old name Persia, the new name is Iran.
What is that
long time
accent,
ago, wrestling
Jamaican?
come from my country. Everybody know Iran by two things, oil and wrestling. I come
Okay,
from wrestling
oil I
country.
understand, but wrestling? I can think of a couple things I'd put above wrestling when I think of Iran. Yeah, like hostages, shawarma, sand, the internet, and then wrestling.
I come from wrestling country to one of the toughest area mid-south wrestling. We have Belvats, we have Ted DiBiase, we have here Junkyard Dog, we have Bob Roop.
Okay, this guy's supposed to be the enemy, but he sounds like the best salesman ever for the Mid-South region.
I hate you, you stupid Americans. I spit on you. Hi, toy, I spit on you. But the Mid-South region, we've got DiBiase. We've got Junkyard Dog. We've got comfortable seating. We've got wheelchair accessible ramps for the handicapped and daycare for your little ones who are no doubt grow up to be dirty infidels. So come on down to the Mid-South region, which I hate so much. But did I mention the newly revamped concession stand? Big soft pretzels.
I just want to know who have a guts to come challenge with me. Wrestling, my club, everything.
Does he own a nightclub?
Yeah, the Freaky Sheik. In the world. That's because they call Iran greatest wrestling country in the world. Mr. Junkyard Dog,
Mr. Why so formal?
500 bench press. I heard you doing 700 squat. I like to see if you have a guts to come to my club. That's because I'm chic and you are not. That's because I'm Iranian champion. You are not. That's because I'm European champion. You are not.
That's because I'm 20 pounds overweight and you are not.
Listen a little bit for you punk with lefter. Basketball
lefter?
player,
What is that?
player, anybody, if he can do it, 10, I'm gonna do 20. If I cannot, him $1,000.
Oh, $1,000.
There you have that.
What is that, the Mid-South reward
Sheik has
cap?
challenged any wrestler
What are those?
to do this
Those are Iranian
exercise,
nunchucks, Jay.
and he will
Did you say
double the number of
nunchucks? Yeah,
repetitions
numb,
any
because when
wrestler
they
can
hit
do.
you in the
If he
face,
can't
you go
double the
numb.
number,
It's
he's
nunchuck,
offered
Rand,
$1,000.
nun. Nuns are peaceful people, and they're celibate. It's a
That is
different
quite a
language.
demonstration. Those clubs weigh
Maybe
70
they're
pounds
Iranian
each.
thundersticks.
The Iron Sheik from Iran.
Is he done? Or is he? Oh, yeah, he's done. Okay, he's done.
The Iron Sheik had to say. Right now he's in the ring ready for action. Let's go for the introduction of his match.
This for one fall with
Note
a
card
10-minute
taped to the
time
microphone.
limit. In the red corner, at 260 pounds from Tehran, Iran.
Wave it now?
The
Okay.
Iron Sheik.
Crowd favorite.
And in the blue corner at 236 pounds.
All right, this is going to pose a problem, Jay. Buddy Landell, you don't know if Buddy's really a nickname or not. And he's got that jacket. It's got the shiny lapels. On the bedazzling alone, I think he's got a shot.
There goes the bell.
Check out the genie shoes. It's a little unfair. It'd be like if Allen Iverson wore like rusty nails on that giant sleeve of his.
More of the athletes are into weightlifting as a means of building size and strength and for injury maintenance and for rebuilding injuries. Many of the Europeans use
Heimlich me, I'll Heimlich you.
and not necessarily weight training. So apparently the Sheik has something that's traditional in his country in those clubs. He's very used to doing it. He's probably been doing
Okay,
it.
doesn't he look like a big mini-me right there? That doesn't make any sense. The big and the mini cancel each other out. So you're saying he looks like me? He does kind of look like you.
Number of repetitions, and he will either double the number of repetitions or give him $1,000. I'll tell you, these guys like that money pretty well, and I know a few guys that are strong.
Wait, is that a new ref?
They may just
It is. Keep your eye on him.
to their workout and start training to do it, not only to gain the $1,000, but to take a little starch and wind out of the sails of one of Khomeini's former bodyguards and the man who trained his...
I refuse to believe that one of Khomeini's personal bodyguards would not be able to get out of that headlock. And first of all, Khomeini's dead.
We've watched him here at Mid-South.
I don't know if I'd be putting that on my bodyguarding resume. Hey, Jay, do you think the Iron Sheik actually has a specific resume for bodyguarding? Oh, yeah. They say you should always have 3 resumes because you never know which job you're going to be going for. Really? Speaking of, he actually faxed us his bodyguarding resume earlier today. You want to take a look at it? That's so convenient that he'd fax it. I know. Isn't that weird they did it today? Today, yeah. Let's take a look. All right. First of all, love the objective. To obtain a bodyguarding position that allows me to utilize my creative skills while gaining knowledge and experience that will promote my development in the bodyguarding industry. And look, class bully, Tehran Country Day Prep. Nice. Ooh, he instituted bi-weekly mandatory wedgie system for all incoming kindergartners. Oh, and he worked at Kinko's. From 1972 to present, he's a paper technician. He protected toner cartridges from overuse. Hobbies include pile driving, film noir, ironing, sheiking, spitting on America and all that it stands for, and gardening. Impressive, I'd hire him. Yeah, I'm still on the fence. Let's see how he does in the ring.
The stature that he's grown in. So you could be looking at another young star like that in the future.
Just kick him. Nice Three Stooges move. Oh, you have the job, sir.
Greco-Roman and freestyle champion. He also coached for a part of time the United States Greco-Roman team in Minnesota. So he's got a tremendous background.
Ooh, look at the ref.
And I guess it all came out.
We got to see that again. Did you see how he cringed? Yeah. Ooh. It was like, ooh, I know him, and you hurting him scares me.
I think it meant so-called stalemate to the United States in the Iranian hostage situation. I think it made them all a little...
Come on, he's my friend. Get him up.
Something. Of course, I don't think they realize that if the United States...
Oh, that's what the genie shoes are for.
Over about one day.
Oh.
Wrestling's another thing. It is the oldest sport in Iranian. Very beautiful.
Tackle by Jefferson. Play by Jefferson.
And knocked him.
And the Iron Sheik gained the victory over courageous Buddy Landell.
That was courageous, the way he got his ass kicked right there. That cringing ref was ridiculous. I know. He did look skittish, didn't he? I haven't seen someone look that uncomfortable in the ring since Spinks versus Tyson. I know. I wonder how he got that job. Yeah, I wonder. What are you doing? How else would I trigger the dream sequence? Oh, yeah. I wonder how he got that job.
I can type 70 words a minute, do data processing.
Something did come in just this morning.
Fine, I'll take it. Whatever it is, I'll take it.
Hold on, this is a little bit more fast-paced than our usual stuff. You really got to be on your toes.
I don't care. I really need the money. I'll take whatever.
Okay, just one question. How are your nerves?
My nerves? They're good. They're pretty good.
Great,
Yeah.
you're in.
Stephanie, I need to talk to you when you're done.
J&J, I'll send him over right away. Here. Oh, you can count to 3, right?
Sure.
Oh, that explains it. Yeah. I wonder how we pay for this show. Yeah. Welcome back to Cheap Seats, where we have a little theory about craziness. If you're 65, your shirt is off, you're in public, and you're nowhere near the beach, you're probably crazy. Which leads us to our next match, Mike George versus Crazy Lou Grant.
This event is for one fall or remaining television time. In the red corner at 290 pounds from Athens, Georgia, Crazy Luke Graham.
This guy's crazy.
And in the blue corner at 260 pounds from St. Joseph, Missouri, Mike.
All right, bad, bland name, no sweat jacket of any kind. I say he's doomed already. But he's fighting a crazy old guy, so maybe he's not doomed.
Crazy Luke, he's jumping on Mike George right now. This could
Crazy
be
head scratch.
And you know, Mike George
Crazily backing away.
A couple of weeks ago, when Ernie Ladd
Crazily takes a knee to the stomach.
dog in a lot of trouble. And Mike George came out, and everybody thought that there's just going to be one more on the dog. But Mike George.
Now he's taking his craziness to the people.
And we found out later from the dog that Mike George owed him.
I love that both of these guys are wearing the fat-concealing men's control top Speedos.
Sweet Dan's place, and they'd won a tag team tournament. Mike George said he'd paid his debt, he was through with the dog.
This guy's not that crazy.
Show you just how with it he's getting when Mike George got into trouble with the dog.
Or is he?
The man still owes me, Bill. And that's exciting because that could be something that would really be a dynamic thing. And Grizzly Smith told me that next week...
No, what's really crazy is that Mike George is Crazy Luke's grandson.
He has booked a tag match with Mike George and the dog and the team, and that could really be a revelation.
Kind of running out of that crazy steam right now.
These guys get a little high-geared and they get keyed up for these title matches, and I'm sure that Bob Roop will calm down.
Yay, you're beating up an old man. I feel like he was focusing a little too much on the crazy, not enough on the wrestling.
Mike George takes the victory over
This guy is so not crazy, he's sane in the membrane. He's sane in the brain. It's less crazy, more pathetic. Get off me, old man. You don't understand me. You'll never understand me. But you're my only grandson, and this dandruff is killing me.
We'll be right back.
Craziness abounds in Mid-South Wrestling, so don't go away, because we have an exclusive offer from one of our biggest sponsors.
Hey, you sitting on the couch, Mr. No Shirt On, Mr. Fat Soul. Listen to me. How come you're not down here, huh? I'm Crazy Larry, Crazy Luke's brother. We're having our big Crazy Freedom Sale at Crazy Luke's Men Control Top Brief Emporium. So everything must go. Okay, you're fat. No big whoop. Control Top will fix it. Control Top. Control it. Our half-acre showroom's got every size, no matter how fat you are, and you are fat, stupid pig. I can say that because I'm crazy. But our prices aren't crazy, or are they? Depending on how you define crazy. Ours are crazy low, so come on down here. You want black, white checkered, 40% off. You want blue, white checkered, 50% off. You want stripes? Go yourself. I'm joking because I'm crazy. But seriously, no stripes, I'll kill you. Come on down to Freedom Sale. Crazy Luke's Men Control Top Brief Emporium. For the only thing crazier than Crazy Luke are the crazy low prices.
Word college day.
He is really snapping the ball off.
Witness cheerleaders gone bad. And for the first time ever, meet the poor schmuck who left early.
I wanted to beat traffic.
What? Cheap Seats, Scalpers of Stanford, 10 p.m. Wednesday. Only on ESPN Classic.
Welcome back to Cheap Seats. I'm Randy. That's Jason. Now it's time for a little game we like to play around here called Do You Care? DYC. It's kind of like Did You Know, only less established. Do you care that the Iron Sheik won a gold medal in wrestling for Iran at the 1968 Olympics? Do you care that the Iron Sheik was busted in 1987 by New Jersey state troopers for possession of marijuana and cocaine? Do you care that an Iron Sheik imposter tried his hand at stand-up comedy in 1999? Now that I actually care about. Yeah, what was his opening line?
Folks, I am half Iranian, half Irish, which means I can take a hostage, but I'm too drunk to keep him. Ladies, back me up on this one. Anybody celebrating a birthday? Ramadan?
That was pretty funny. I know. Let's get back to the action.
This event is for one fall.
Hey, Kabuki, the test came back.
In the red corner,
You have syphilis.
138 pounds from Singapore and managed by Playboy Gary Hart, the great Kabuki.
You know, he's wearing all that makeup because he's not even Japanese.
And in the blue corner, at 230 pounds from Brooklyn, New York.
If Ron Jeremy worked out, that's what he'd look like.
This event, as introduced by Reese
Look at those nunchucks. It's nunchucks. None.
Talk to Bob Roop or Ted DiBiase.
Gary Hart's like, Kabuki, give me the nunchucks. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Good Kabuki. Who's a good Kabuki?
Whoa, look at that. He Brooklyn styled them. He red hooked them. He Carroll Gardens them.
What does that mean? I have no idea.
Hey, gotta get a little pop over there. They want to pop you up there. They're going to pick you up a little Brooklyn style. Throw you over there. Hey. I'm going to jump up over there and grab with a little less. Then I'm going to jump up and grab it on a little bit of this. So, hey.
It looked to me like Bob Roop would have been defeated in that match if Ted DiBiase hadn't come right on around and saved him there with offense before doubling up on him.
Sidekick.
I think Bob Roop owes DiBiase thanks and everything else to enable him even to have not been injured and defeated on him. Kabuki's taking charge of young Vinny Romero.
Hey, I got a pop. Oh. Hey, I'll pop you right back over there. I'll pop you like that. Hey, look at me. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm going to roll you to the ropes and I'm going to roll.
Vinny Romero went for a drop kick and Kabuki held on the ropes.
Nice spin.
Great Kabuki. Duck under suplex. No, I noticed more and more of the wrestlers are using Greco-Roman moves. They're beautiful moves.
None more beautiful than stomping on someone's stomach.
Lifting strength.
Okay, there are so many things wrong with the end of this match. The bell didn't even ring. The fans don't react. They called the guy Romero. It's Romeo. And the Kabuki's still not Japanese.
It's all a sham, people.
Would not have anything to say to us like we always do on Mid-South Wrestling.
Stop spinning. At what point do you think the spin was crazy? And can someone please give this guy some mic slack? Everything in the Mid-South region is blue, okay? Boyd Pierce's suit and tie, DiBiase's trunks, his knee pads, the ring.
I was at fault because Ernie Ladd was in the ring. That was why the match was going on. It was a swap.
Give Jerry Hart some mic slack.
If I hadn't got on Ernie Ladd, if I hadn't have brought him in the ring, then he would have been in there.
Hey, I need some mic slack.
I'm talking to you, and when I talk,
Excuse me, sir, can you not spin? I'm scaring the
I
chick.
don't care about your personal problems with you and Bob Roop, because to me, you're both overpaid, over-publicized prima donnas. Now, I brought
Kabuki, it's not a dead show. Stop spinning.
The Mid-South were supposedly the greatest wrestlers known to man live. But we
Boy,
keep
Gary Hart is really a charismatic speaker. Remember when he ran for president? Totally. Under much controversy. Mm-hmm.
that would be fine with you.
Oh, it's on. Shut. Shut.
Boy, I'll say one thing. If they challenge Ted DiBiase, he answers. He doesn't back down from anything or anybody.
Kick.
And Gary Hart said he wants the best. He's got one of them. He's got one of them. I don't see Gary Hart running out of that Kabuki to challenge JYD. He challenged Ted DiBiase, maybe thinking DiBiase is being distracted by the situation with Bob Roop. And certainly DiBiase, that's what his mind was on. He's in the middle of the toughest battle of his young career right now because
It kind of looks like he's giving him a massage, which is nice because DiBiase's been in the office all day. He's been typing. He's got a $1,000 bounty on his head. You're going to carry a lot of stress up in the trapezius.
You look at Gary Hart, you can tell he crawled out from under some rock.
Ooh, that's nice. Thanks, guys. Yeah, and no happy ending.
Turnbuckle.
Geek.
DiBiase comes in, hits that thrust kick to the throat.
Clockwise,
Puts him down with that. Most men are down. The biggie going for a flying kick. DiBiase got him in a power slam. One, two, three.
What could Gary Hart be arguing with the ref about right there? Maybe he's just vehemently agreeing with him. That was a great match. You called a great match. Nice job, Zebra. You did it. He totally lost. He lost. Yeah. Try to throw another surprise match on me, I'll make your head look like this. Now, the match was great, but I want to go back to that pre-interview with Gary Hart.
But we keep getting Romeos. Why don't a nice, fine boy that wants to prove his point
When do you want me, Gary?
right now?
See, that is a typical example of the poor grammar that pervades professional wrestling. Saw it with DiBiase, saw it with Orndorff, you saw it with Gary Hart right there. My question is there a wrestler that doesn't totally butcher the English language? Yes. How about Abdullah the Butcher? He's got butcher in his name, Ran. Kamala the Ugandan Giant. Doesn't speak. Nikolai Volkov. Speaks Russian. Yes, but his Russian is impeccable. Whatever. How about the Grammar Hammer? The who? The Grammar Hammer. Never heard of him. Hey, Grammar Hammer, come on in here. Grammar Hammer, first things first, I gotta say, me and Jay are huge fans of you.
What did you just say?
Me and Jay are huge fans of yours.
What is the correct form of the first person pronoun when used as a subject? What is the rule of direct objects and pronouns?
Jason and I, please put me down.
Never end a sentence with a preposition.
Please put me down, sir. Totally appreciate your mastery of the English language, but I've never heard of this guy before, and those are obviously fake belts. So.
I should split for infinitives.
Jay, no idea what that means, Rand.
I should dangle your participle.
It's a bendable lamp. Jay, don't egg him on. I'm not egging him on.
Gerund.
Did he just call me Jared? No, he said gerund. That's a grammatical term. I know what a gerund is, but still, it's like, hey, I took English in college. The guy.
All right, wait, I got a good one for you. Subjunctive mood.
Way to go, Jay. That's wonderful. Just because he's got great grammar doesn't make him a great wrestler. Sorry. Still never heard of the guy, and he's kind of freaking me out right now.
I got a 1340 on my SATs.
That's great.
770 verbal. I was never much of a math guy. I mean, I did well enough to get into Colgate, my safety school.
That's awesome. Okay, hey, what do you say? You go ahead and head out the door from
I
whence
had a communications class with a Donald Foyle.
That's awesome. Okay, Rand, you can leave. Yeah, everybody. Grammar Hammer, everybody. Grammar Hammer.
Better not then.
Yeah. Grammar Hammer.
Grammar Hammer.
Grammar Hammer.
To whom do I speak about getting my parking validated?
Did you get like a card where they put stickers on the card, or no card? You're probably just gonna have to pay for it, and then just mail us the receipt. Then we'll submit it with our expense report, and then mail you a
I
check.
assume you'll pick up the postage.
Yeah, I guess we can do
We'll
that.
pick it up.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right then, Grammar Hammer.
Grammar Hammer. Welcome back to Cheap Seats. Let's jump right into some hot tag team action featuring our favorite Von Erich, Fritz. No, Carrie.
It's tag team action now for one fall or remaining television time. In the red corner at 238 pounds from Kansas City, Kansas, the Mississippi heavyweight champion, Bob Orton Jr.
Whatever.
And his partner at 244
Who dressed me today? Me. That's who. Wrestling Tom Sawyer. Where is Von Erich? He's nowhere to be found. Is that a Sweet 16 party there, or? I can't figure it out. Are they Rush fans or are they Von Erich fans? And Von Erich still isn't out yet. Who is he? Prince Nassim Ahmed? There he is.
I'm only 12. Who was that, your tongue?
Nice, awkward fade out. And judging by their thunderous applause, it's clear that they're Rush fans.
American heavyweight champion, Kerry Von Erich. And his partner at 228 pounds from West Tampa, Florida, Jim Garvin.
They kind of look like a buff Hall & Oates.
Introduction of the match. Tag team action. Kerry Von Erich and Jim Garvin against Paul
Jim Garvin, who would later become Gorgeous Jim Garvin in world-class championship wrestling. And there's nothing gorgeous about him. No. But he did have that valet Sunshine. She was gorgeous. And he always fought Iceman King Persons with the butt from Kansas City, Missouri.
Jerry Oates and Bob Orton Jr. with the
Flamenco dance.
Then just over a minute of the time remaining on television. So neither standby match was wrestled.
Sounds like
That is
stomp.
why they're called standby matches. And right now, you're viewing it in tag team action. Bill?
Yes, we had 3 standby matches booked tonight, and we've already had a match that wasn't even booked with Kabuki challenging Ted DiBiase, or Gary Hart challenging, and DiBiase answering the challenge and probably put the fastest fall on Kabuki that's ever been written. I'm sure Gary Hart will protest, so it won't go on the record books, saying it wasn't signed and there was no valid reason. But we all saw it right here. You never know.
Matt Byrne.
Wrestling. It's just what's going to happen. It's always wild and willing.
Forget about a buff Hall & Oates. Right now it looks like the lead singer from Blue Oyster Cult and the lead singer from Boston just got into fisticuffs.
Carl Fergie right back into the maelstrom.
Is he putting the power claw on his crotch? That's a grope in my book. Hang on there, Carl. Just gracefully jump on the rope.
Orton tripped and fell, trying to make the save, and Jim Garvin, who has no...
Oh, the sleeper!
Has put the sleeper on Bob Orton.
He's got him in the sleeper.
Jerry has pinned Carl Fergie, but Jimmy Garvin
hey, buddy.
has put the sleeper on
Match
Bob
is
Orton.
over.
And
You can
that
stop
is
sleeping.
one of the matches that are going to be on
Jim?
Mid-South Wrestling next
Jim?
week. Right here on television.
Oh, great.
Is Jimmy Garvin
Great.
and Bob
Who's
Orton
going to clean this guy up now? Rand, stop it! We need that PA! You're killing him!
He's fine.
We'll be back after these messages. What are you doing? Our final match, it's 2 giants of the ring, Ken Mantell versus Bill Irwin, or as we like to call it, Who and Whoer.
This event is for one fall or remaining television time. In the red corner at 242
What is that, a bathrobe?
Dallas, Texas.
Does he sleep at the arena? Underneath the mat?
Ken Mantell. And in the blue corner at
Bill Irwin looks like you walked in on your Aunt Fran while she's taking a shower.
Bill Irwin.
Action continues now with another standby match. Bill Irvin in the black tights and blonde hair versus the Texas All
Here, put this next to my toothbrush.
World's Junior Heavyweight Champion Ken
And that next to my dab kit.
Jack out, called for the bell.
Boyd, you know, Ken Mantell's also becoming quite renowned as a breeder of game chickens, or game roosters, you know. And
gee, how does he find the time to stay in such good shape?
World's junior heavyweight champion. I don't think he can make the weight anymore. He's a man to be reckoned with. And he's right out after Bill Irwin, a youngster that we saw here a couple of years ago.
And a little 69, not gay, and we're out of it.
It'll be a real great bout. Of course, next week right here on Mid-South Wrestling, Ken Mantell will be facing Ted DiBiase. And as I mentioned, Jim Garvin against Bob Orton Jr., but also another title match. A title match next week for the Louisiana title. Bob Roop will defend that title against the great Kabuki. And I'm sure that there will be a lot more preparation on Gary Hart and Kabuki's part. A lot more thought given to that title match than they did when they made that match.
That is an Ogilvy home perk. What are those things on the back of Mantell's onesie? They're Buckeyes. Every time he pulls off a good move, he gets a new one. Like that.
Using that experience, take charge.
Damn, these arthritic hands need more glucosin.
The sleeper, as you notice in the sleeper, the forearm goes underneath the chin, into the neck.
I think that helps his arthritis.
Carotid artery. Looks like time is about to run out of this match.
Yes, time is running out. I wonder if they'll finish the match in time.
Ken Mantell going for his side sweep. He hits it awful fast. That could be it, Boyd Pierce.
Thank God this match just got in under the wire.
We have time to tell you that
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a load of whites to do.
Jim Garvin versus Bob Orton Jr. Bob Roop.
What's he looking at now? Can you get a shot of that?
Against the challenge of the great Kabuki. Bill Watts, thank you for another job well done. The seat is always empty.
Well, that's the end of our show, but before we go, I feel like we should give out some awards. Yeah, let's give out some cheapies. All right, cheapie for best use of a bedazzler. Gotta give that one to Buddy Landell. The cheapie for best man cleavage goes to Mike George. And the cheapie for most assimilated foreigner, well, that's a three-way tie between the Iron Sheik, Kabuki, and Lou Graham. Well, that's it. We hope you enjoyed our foray into the yesteryear of wrestling. Well, hold up a second. Before we go, let's get an injury report on Ron Parker's condition. Now, we're cheap seats, so we couldn't afford a sideline reporter, so we got a sideline reporter's decorative scarf, the next best thing. Decorative scarf, what's the latest on Ron Parker?
Well, it doesn't look good, guys. He's in a lot of pain right now, and team doctors and ESPN Classic executives have placed him on the long-term DL until his condition improves.
So it's safe to say that we're going to have to take over here for a while, huh?
Oh, it's beyond safe to say that.
Well, thanks, Decorative Scarf.
Thanks, guys. Well, good luck with the show.
Well, you heard it here. We've got a little show for a while. For Jason, I'm Randy. We'll see you next time on Cheap Seats without Ron Parker.
And I found this.
To take a new